I'd like to take us through this platform known as Canva. Canva is an Australian company based with the headquarters in Sydney and Australia, and it provides graphics designers with a platform where you can do some visual content like presentation for PowerPoint presentations, if you want to do websites, as well as other products like if you want to do business cards, you can use Canva to come up with very nice designs that you can use. So I'm going to zoom this screen so that you're able to see. This is how you write Canva, for those who are not familiar with Canva, but for those who are already familiar with Canva, this is what you should be seeing. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can create an account with Canva first. So before I open this up, I would like to show you guys how you can actually sign up on Canva. So I'm going to open, I don't know if I can open a new window just like that. So here, when you search Canva, it will ask you to sign up or log in. So you will select sign up Harper, and then you will choose to continue with Google, or continue with email, or continue with Facebook, or continue another way. Even if you continue another way, you still be able to select if you want to continue with your email here, or your Google account, or your Apple account, or phone number, so whichever you prefer. So once you have selected the email account you want to sign in with, this is how your account will look like. Okay, good. So once you sign in with your account, this is how it will look like. This is how Canva looks like. Here you would see multiple designs for logos. If you want to do logos, if you want to do posters, if you want to do banners, and many more, including maybe invitation cards. So we are going to do just a quick example, perhaps maybe a poster. So let's say you have your own store where you are selling shoes, or maybe you are selling books, or whatever it is that you'll be selling as an entrepreneur, and you want to market your business, especially right now where the era is more inclined for the digital space or towards the digital space. I would say you can come to Canva and search here something like shoes poster. You search here shoes poster. This is where you type. I know my screen may not be so visible for those ones who are watching through the TikTok live, but for any other person who is going to follow up this video on YouTube, you should be able to see the screen. So you search shoes poster, and then you submit. Then you give it time. It should bring you such templates where you have different shoes like posters, different sizes, whether it is a landscape format or a portrait format. So you select the one that interests you. Now with Canva, there is something I have to mention here. You may realize that there is an icon here like a crown. This one just shows you, when you hover on it, it tells you this premium template is included with your Canva team plan. So this is for me because with my plan, I am able to access premium. However, if you are just a new user and you still don't have access to Canva premium, you should be able to use all the other templates that are free for use, like this one and any other like this one. These ones that do not have this particular icon here to show that this is a premium template. So let's say you select any of the free one. We'll do one with the premium, and then we can do one with the free template, but you can see the difference. So when you select, or maybe we can begin with the one that is free, so that for most of you who are doing this for the first time, you'd be able to actually do a poster on your own. So I'll select any of these ones. And again, I have to mention that you have to select a template that mostly resonates with what you are doing as an entrepreneur. Sometimes you realize maybe the colors that they have already used is what you may like. Like for example, if your theme is white and red, this one may interest you. So you'll come here and click on this to select it, and then you click on customize this template. Alternatively, if you feel like this may not be a good fit for you, you can scroll just a little bit lower, and then you can choose different templates here. If at least you may find something that you like or is to your liking. But for now, I would like to proceed with the one that we had selected, this one. So I'll click here, customize this template. We'll give it a few to open up the new tab. And once the new tab is open, this is how the poster would be looking like. So just a few, but all the elements can load. Okay, so I think we have everything loaded now. So when you open up this particular template, you have the abilities to make changes to the font type, the font color, the background color, even the shoe itself, and any other colors that you'd like to make changes to, or any other item that you want to make changes to. So let's say I want to do a change to what has been written down here. I will zoom this so that for those ones who are watching us through TikTok, they're able to see what we are doing. We'll zoom here. You can zoom here, or you can zoom from just below here, and then you should be able to see everything clearly. So here, there's a link that has been indicated, like www.reallygetgreatsite.com. So I can change this to match our particular website. So let's say you have your own business, and it's www.shop.com. Then you will type here, you'll double click, or you'll just click and you delete this, and then you can write www.shop.com if this is the domain name for your website or your business website. And then once you're done with that part, you can come and do changes to the font colors that has been used here, or the background color. If you click on this background, like here, you see it shows you it's red here, up here, where you have options. The moment you click any of these ones here, it will give you what options you have here regarding making changes to that particular item you have selected. So when I click on the shoe, it should allow us to either remove the background of that particular shoe, BG remove. If this shoe had a background, currently it does not have any background, but if it had a background, we would simply click here to make changes to that image and have the shoe appear without the background. However, if we want to make changes to how the shoe is facing, we have options here to flip it. When you click here, you can flip this horizontal to have the shoe face this other side, just like that. Or alternatively, you can click on it and have it face back to where it was facing. Or maybe you can have it upside down. So you come here and decide to flip vertical. That way, the shoe will face upside down. So let's say if you had two shoes here, and you want the shoes to be like one on top of the other, you can actually do this. Let me show you real quick. We'll just return this back to how it was normal. And then when I click on this shoe, I'll be able to duplicate it here. When you click on the shoe, you get options. Canva has integrated a simple way to actually do multiple. So you can just click on the shoe and click on duplicate here. You'll get an extra shoe just like that. And once you have two shoes, you may choose to have your design appear that way, or alternatively, you can decide to do a simple design. You can flip one of these shoes. Let's say we flip this one so that it faces like that. And then I can have this one move up here like this. So you have one shoe on top of the other, each facing the same side, but inclined. So once you set up your shoes like that, you can now make changes to like the words, like you see the word discount here. has been covered, so you're not able to. Let me just delete one of these that you can see what I'm saying. So yeah, you see, you realize when we tilted the shoes, the word discount here and up to 30% discount was covered. So again, you also have to ensure whatever you are typing is visible, so that any person who is interested in following up on what you're doing, make it easier for them to read through the poster, because you will share this on social media like Facebook, TikTok, or WhatsApp, and ensure when you're posting, this photo is readable. So to make sure this is readable, you have to like look at all the wordings that you have on that poster and make changes correctly, ensure nothing is covered in a manner that is not readable. So now I want us to do a quick change to maybe here it says pick the perfect shoes, but I prefer something like buy now. So we can double click here and make changes. You just need to write here buy now. So this is how you type buy now, buy now, and then we can change the shoes. It says buy now shoes, so I want to change the shoes to make, I want to change the shoes to something else. So let me just move this one. Okay, there. So I'll change the shoes to something else. When you highlight this, so remember, if you're using your phone to access Canva, the options you see on my left, these options may not appear here whenever you're using your phone, be it Android or iOS, the iPhone. So you may find these options appear at the bottom here. They'll appear somewhere here, but you'll still be able to access everything that you'd like to make changes to. So buy now, and then I'll change this to, uh, no, I'll just do this. Instead of buy now, we can do arrivals, and then reduce the font. So you click on what you are typing, the entire frame, or maybe you can highlight, and then you reduce the font up here to something that would fit well to that poster, but still stay reasonable, realistic, and readable. Just like that. Then I can say new here. I'll do new arrivals. I don't know if I'm writing arrivals correctly. I think arrivals is written like that. Oh, anyway, once you click on you click on that, you can reduce the font size, or alternatively, you can actually type in the font here. You can type there the font you want, or you can use this scroll bar to select which font size you want to use. So for me, I feel like new arrivals is appearing just fine. So I will move new slightly up there, and then there's a frame here. I will also move this frame to somewhere there, so that now we can bring the shoe back. New arrivals, and then reducing, you may also want to reduce the size of the shoe. Now to reduce the size of the shoe, you realize when you click on this shoe, you get a frame that allows you to hold on to any angle, like up here or this other angle. So whichever angle you select will allow you to reduce the size by just pushing or dragging it a bit lower, and then you should have the right size for the shoe or whatever item you'll be making changes to. So I believe that appears just fine. Discount up to 30%, I think that's okay. We don't need to make changes to that. And then we can make, if you want to change here, shop now, you can also click on it, and then you should be able to make changes to this. However, this one looks like an image that was attached here, and this is how it was done. On your, if you're using your computer, on your extreme left here, you have the option to upload. It's written uploads here. hit on uploads, you have the option to upload. If you'd like to upload a particular image that you can use, you just need to click here and click upload files, and then you can select the particular file you want to upload, be it a logo or a shoe or any other item. However, for now, because we're not doing any uploads, I just want to show you how this image would look like after the design. But before we do that, let's take a look at a different design. So when this is all done and said, you can make changes to the name here. Canva usually has a very long name for their posters, like this one says red, white, and black shoes product sale Instagram post. But you can decide to rename it to something like shoes products or Instagram post. So I will just delete this part and have it as shoes Instagram post, something like that. And then I should be able to click on file. Take a look here. When you click on file, you have the option to click on save. However, Canva saves everything automatically, so it will tell you here all changes have been saved. But if you have any doubts for any doubting Thomas, you're allowed to click here and save the file. And then you can come back to file and then you click download here. Once you click download, you get a lot of options here. One of the options is to change the file type. You can change the file type from PNG to JPG or to a PDF standard or a PDF print, an SVG, an MP4 video. You can do GIF, famously known as GIF, or the PPTX for the PowerPoint presentation. So if we are doing presentations, we should be able to download that file type. But for now, we were going to stick with PNG or the alternative, which is JPG for an image format if we're doing images. If we wanted a document, we would have downloaded a PDF standard or PDF print. So once you're done with the file type, you should be able to, give me a moment, let me go back to that. Yeah. Okay. So once you select the file type that you want, you are free now to download. Now take a look at this one as well. Before you download, you also have the options to limit file size to a specific size. You can also compress the file to a lower quality. That is if you don't really need it for printing, maybe it's just a poster that you're going to share on a small group of people via the social media accounts. Also, if you are doing a logo, you may want to check this box, transparent background. This is because with things like logos, you may never know where you'd want it printed. Let's say if you want your logo to be printed on a white t-shirt today, the next few days you realize you want the logo to be printed on a black t-shirt. If you did the design just for a white t-shirt and it has a white background, when you want it printed on a on a black t-shirt, you realize the logo will have like a white patch that may not make it look so professional. So my recommendation would be, if you are doing a logo, please ensure you download both the transparent background as well as just the normal one that has a background, like, or you can say it's opaque, one that has a background. So you would select here if you want to do transparent, but because this is just a poster, we're just going to click on download the way it is to have it saved to our device here. So if you're doing this on your phone, the file will be saved on your phone, but if you're doing this on your computer, again, this will be saved on the computer. So this is how it would look like. This is how the poster would look like. So once you're done with such kind of a design, you'd be able to post it on any social media account, and you can do your caption either through, you can get a nice caption from the AIs, or maybe you can think of something on your own, you type it and share it on social media accounts. So this was just an example of a poster. I want us to do an example of a logo, see how we can convert an image from the one that has a background to a transparent one, how we can upload a logo or images to Canva, and how we can design a good logo. So let me go back home here. I will go back home to Canva, the first screen we had. When you log into Canva, this is the first interface you will come across, where you are able to see your designs, able to see templates. You can also utilize Canva AI here. So let's do a logo. So remember, when you want to do a poster, you just need to search here, like shoes poster, campaign posters, especially now that we are heading towards a campaign period. You are free to search campaign posters. You want to do a poster for one of the politicians, you just do here um, campaign posters or election posters, whichever you prefer, and you'll get multiple templates looking like election life or something that can be used to motivate the voters to come in large numbers and show some love to their preferred candidate, or ensure you publicize that particular aspirant. So this is in case you want to do a political poster, and this would also be an easy way for you to make money online. Do a poster for anyone, give them your charge, and they should be able to pay you, because Canva has the best templates and you can do very beautiful designs to attract more clients to want to do business with you. Okay, so if not for campaign poster, I want us to do a logo. So with logos, you can simply search here logo. When you search logo, you get a lot of designs here from different shapes, different colors, um, different elements that have been used. If you want to do a logo for a supermarket or a mini market or an online store, you can do a cart like this one. You can have something like this one. Um, you can do like designs that look like letter. This one looks like letter X. So a lot of these templates are free for you to use. But if you find one that has like an icon, like a premium template like this one, you may either purchase Canva, or the other alternative is for you to actually join a team that has already paid for Canva. There are teams that have already paid for Canva, so you don't have to pay you yourself. You can just join one team and have access to premium. So once you search here logos and you find these templates, if you find something that interests you, we do what we did with the previous poster. You just click on it and you select customize this template. But again, there is also the option to be specific. If let's say your name is similar to mine and you want to do a logo that begins with letter M, you can search here M logo. That is me being so specific, and the kind of templates that will come up will be something similar to an M, so that it's easier for you to complete the design. You don't have to start from scratch. However, if you maybe your name does not start with the letter M, you can do any other letter. If let's say your name begins with letter S, you can do an S here, S logo, and you will get similar samples that look like S. These ones here. So again, once you do your search with a specific letter that you want, you should now be able to make an edit to it. So I'm going to select one of them here, and then we can make changes to it. Let's say something. Before I open one, allow me to say this. When it comes to designs, you have to also select specific colors or brand colors. Maybe put it to a maximum of 3 colors, so that you don't have a situation whereby your logo looks like it has multiple colors, or it's a multicolor logo or multicolor poster, so that it does not have, you don't have a situation whereby you are attracting the wrong crowd, or maybe you're facing backlash because people don't like what you've done with your logo or poster. So maybe stick to about 3 colors, and that would mean one primary color, you can have one secondary color, and one, let's call it, I don't know how to call this one, but one color that is just bright. Just select one color that's bright. Maybe we can call it an attractive color, an attraction color, one that will attract more people. Let's use an example of, if you hear people talking about the green color, you know they're talking about maybe Safaricom here in Kenya. If people talk about something like brownish, you know they're talking about equity. If anyone is talking about something like blue for football, you know they talk about Chelsea, or red for Manchester or Liverpool. So you have to pick like 3 colors. One will be your primary color, and two will be your like your secondary color, and lastly you have one that is bright and attractive, catchy to the eye. So I'll select one template here that we can make changes to it. Let me do an M. I prefer to do an M logo. So this is M. So M will give me multiple designs that I can use. So let me just select one that we can quickly make changes of. I just select this one because this one does not have any does not have a premium icon, so I don't have to pay for it. So you click on it like this, and then you click customize. So when you click on customize, it will open up a new window. And once again, I have to mention that the icons that provide different options like uploading files, brand, or text on the computer will appear on the left side, these ones. But if you're using your phone, those icons will appear just here below. So if you're using your phone, you should be able to find them here, but not on the left. So now we have our logo. I see whoever did this design did one on a white background and the other on a black background, but I don't want this one, so I'll delete it and stick to this one that is on a white background. So remember what we said about brand colors. Do a maximum of 3, and you can also stick to 2 or 1. You don't have to do 3. You can stick to 2 or 1. So if we're doing 2, this what you see here, the white one is the background color, but this icon, the logo itself, has a black color. If we don't want black, let's say if you like blue or you like red, or your business, with your business you've decided your brand color is red, you will click on this file here, click on the icon itself, and then you will go up here. Then you can select colors. You select colors from here. The letter A here, when you hover on it, you see says text color. You click on that, and then you are free to select the colors of your choice. If you feel like these colors do not or have not captured completely what you are looking for, you are free to actually search here. You can be very specific that you want red, and it will give you different shades of red. So again, you can select. Once you click on the color, you see that you have a red logo. And then if you don't like the frame in black, you can also change it. But I like the red and black, so you can leave this one that way if you want it that way, the red and black. If you don't like the mixture of both, then you can also click on the black ring here. You click on this and you change the color as well to maybe red that way. But if you are pleased with the black and red or black and yellow, you can click on this red and change this to something like yellow. You just need to search here yellow, and then you select it just like that. So if you love black and yellow on a white background, this is how your logo would look like. And sometimes you may want to add text here. You can move these ones up just a little like that, and then you will come here, click on text, and click on add a text box, and then it will give you a text box. I'll drag mine here, and then um, I can type in here, let's say if your business name is something like McLean's Collections or McLean's Fashion, I can type here McLean's Fashion, like that. And then this will be my logo. We'll zoom again for those ones who are viewing through TikTok for them to see what we are talking about here. So this is what you will have for your design. Okay. If maybe you want an MF, you are free to also add an F here, and then you can reduce the font size to something that makes more sense, and then drag it correctly so that everything works out. So once you do something like that, let's see, MF, once you do like something, you do something like that, let me just lower this, yes, there you go. This is good to go for me. I am ready to, so for those who are viewing on TikTok, this is how it would look like. Give me a moment. Let me just close this.
Kwa wale ambao make sure umefollow na please hapo kwa TikTok, wale mwana tafadhali make sure umefollow na please.
Okay, so this is how it would look like. This is how the logo will look like. And then we'll come here and rename this to, maybe if we're doing this logo for someone specific. Let's say his name is McLean's, we can rename it to McLean's logo, because you might be handling multiple customers at a time. Or maybe if you're not doing a logo for someone specific, you're doing it for a specific business, then you will type here the name of that business, so that when you download this file or the logo itself, it is saved with a specific name. So I will come here, click on File, and then click on Download here. When I click on Download, there's something I mentioned earlier on the previous poster that we did, the previous design, that whenever you are downloading something like a logo, you might want to have a transparent one here, transparent one. This is because this logo may be printed on multiple or like different types of designs that will have different colors. So if you want it printed on a white t-shirt, then you are in luck, because the white background may not be so visible on a white t-shirt. However, that also depends on the shade of white that you have for that t-shirt. So again, ensure that you download a transparent background so that this same image can be printed on a white t-shirt, on a black one, on a white wall, on a gray wall, or any different color design that you want it printed on. If you want it, not to perhaps lower its quality during the time you're sending it to different people, you can decide to download a PDF version here, so that I know most people complain that when you send an image to someone through WhatsApp, the more you send it, the more you encounter a situation whereby the quality or the contrast of that image reduces. So you can decide to select file type here and download a PDF version of it. But if you're confident with, if you are contented, you're satisfied with just an image, then you will just select from here and click on download. So for me, I'll select transparent background here, like that, or yeah, transparent background like that, and then I will click on download. So once I download this image, you will realize, let me open it up, you realize this image will be on a transparent background like that. You see what we have is an image appearing like it's on a black background, but it's actually not on any background. If you check the previous image here, you see the background was initially white, but because it's transparent, you don't see any background and it appears like it's on a dark background. And something that I may want to mention is, let's say you would want this logo to be just with a background. You may download it as it is. Let me have a background that is more visible instead of white. Let me do a background that is a little bit different, like red, like that. Let me show you what I'm. So this is not a good design for a logo. You can't have something that looks like that. It may not be so attractive. But for purposes of removing a background for free, I will have to use it as it is. So I will come here and download. I will download this file because I want to show you how you can remove this background for free. If you've not paid for Canva, or if you don't have access to a link that is premium, you may not be able to do this here on the Canva platform. So you can add a new tab up here and search for BG Remover or BG Remove. Once you search for BG Remove, you can select the first one. It's written here, remove background from image for free, remove.bg. So BG is just background. So you click on that, and then it allows you to upload your image here. This is actually quite fast. Let me see if I can find, there you go. This is our logo. I will click on open. Then it actually acts very fast, very quickly, and that's how it will look like. And our logo now currently has a transparent background. Then you can click on download. You can select here free. So once you download, you will see that this image is also transparent, just like that. So I hope you liked today's class on the introduction to Canva and introduction to designs. Tomorrow we may look at an extensive way of working throughout or juggling through Canva as well as the digital space, on how you can utilize Canva to ensure you market yourself well on social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, X, or TikTok to attract more customers or more clients. So tomorrow we'll perhaps look at different designs. If you are doing a wedding and you wanted to do a wedding card, or you want to do a wedding card for a customer or an invitation card, we'll see how we can search here wedding invitations or wedding cards, whichever, wedding invitation cards or wedding invitations or wedding cards, and then you will have a lot of templates. We'll customize these templates. We'll also learn how to upload an image to Canva and to make changes to that image. And again, I think we'll have a quite productive class because we'll also be looking at how you can integrate Canva with digital marketing. Thank you so much for creating time to join us today. Feel free to ask any questions for those ones who are following us on TikTok. For those ones who will be watching this video on YouTube, you are also free to leave a comment. We'll also leave our contacts there, but you can ask any questions that you might have with these free classes or this free masterclass on Canva and designs, as well as what we'll be looking at tomorrow for digital marketing and e-commerce. So thank you so much once again for joining us. I am ready to take questions. Ready for questions. Those are following us through TikTok. Allow me to end the video for those ones who are following on YouTube.